Hi, this is Sue. Let me change my camera view there. Thank you. Um, Happy Christmas Eve to everybody. I know everybody's super busy, but maybe you want to take some time out today or maybe sometime this week and make a card. I'm not gonna do Christmas today. I'm done doing that. I'm gonna do something else with you today. Welcome to my craft room. My name is Sue. I'm from Snake River Stamping. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And I like to share my cards with people and teach card making. I've been doing it for almost 8 years now, and I really do enjoy it. This week has been super busy for me. I don't know about you, but super busy, and I'm not good at time management. I'll admit that right now. I am not good at time management, and I need to work on that. I said yes to a few too many things, so I just had to let some things go this week, and I'm okay with that. I'm not going to get everything done for Christmas. I do have presents for all of my grandchildren, and the ones I needed to get wrapped right away are done, and the ones I don't need till later, I'll get those done. But I just had to let some things go, and I decided it's more important to take time for the people in my life and the things that are important. And so yesterday, my husband and I took one of our grandsons to a movie, and we had a wonderful time. And I'm really good with that, because spending time with my grandchildren is important to me, and I know that you have things that are important to you too. Today I am going to share a couple of things with you. I'm gonna switch my camera so you can see my desktop. There we go. We have a new catalog coming out in January. It's a mini catalog, and I can't open it and show you yet, but I can show you a few things that are that I have from the catalog. I don't know why that is, but I can. Anyway, in January every year, we have a couple of opportunities. One of them is if you order from the January through April 2025 calendar, you also get to pick free things out of the Celebration catalog. If you spend $60 in the catalog, the regular mini catalog, you can pick Celebration items. And I was able, because I'm a demonstrator, was able to order some things too, and I'm going to share those with you. But one of the other opportunities starting in January is to join Stampin' Up! And you can join under me. I would love that if you would like to join Stampin' Up! And you don't have to teach classes. You can simply be what we call a discount shopper. And that's how I started too, as a discount shopper, because I wanted to take advantage of the 20% discount on the stuff I was already ordering. And when you join Stampin' Up!, you have two different options in January. You can pay $99 and get $125 worth of product that you get to pick. And then you also get a couple more things. You get some markers. I have to look at the secret page here. You get markers, 2 batches of markers, and gosh, where is that? It's in the other one. You get 2 batches of markers and something else. something I think it's a stamp set, a free stamp set. Yeah, it's a stamp set called Handmade Design. And the other option is you can choose to get $155 worth of free product for your $99, which is really a screaming deal. And you get to choose everything out of the catalogs, the annual catalog, this catalog, whatever you want. So that opportunity will be available to you in January to join if you would like. And some of the celebration items like that I've gotten are this pick a season stamp set, and it's really simple but really cute. It's got these, it's all just stamps. It's got the tree, it's got the trunk, and it's got stuff to go in the tree for different seasons. And I went ahead and stamped some of those real quick this morning, because it's got you stamp the tree, you stamp the trunk, and there's little grass stamps, there's little cloud stamps, and then in the tree you put different things for different seasons, like Easter's coming up, so they have eggs, and St. Patrick's Day is coming up, so they have little clovers, and Valentine's Day is coming up, so they have little hearts, and it's all the same basic stamp with the tree. And then generally, just, if you want to do the tree, these are little rosettes. And they also have a little fence, just little things. They have little leaves to add to it, and it's just a fun, and this was free, totally free, with an order of $60. And the next thing I'm going to share with you, I haven't even opened this yet. This is some paper, which is totally free. It's in Celebrations. Again, with a $60 order. And these are just really fun spring papers. And you can see this one is a floral design, really pretty. There'll be two of them, and then on the back is kind of a wash of, this is I think it's the shamrock green. And then they have this purple one with fresh freesia and the purple flowers on the front, and again on the back, a coordinating color. They have two sheets of that. This yellow, I think, is really pretty. Yellow is one of my favorites. Again, the flowers, and on the back, a coordinating color. And then this one is with some of our new colors, Petunia Pop and Shy Shamrock. We have that on the back. And then again, some more of the flower designs. So very, very springy in this set. Very springy. Okay. Then another set that they have available for free with a $60 order. And this one is called Fruit Salad. And I've already seen some cards. And in the catalog, which I can't wait to show you. And if you're one of my customers, I've already had a catalog sent to you. They made some really cute cards, cutting out these little fruits and making fruit baskets. There's just, these are 6 by 6, so there's just like a ton of them. Kiwis, pears, pomegranates, then mixtures of fruits, just all sorts of things, apples, lemons and oranges. It's really a very colorful, very springy, happy little pack of paper. And there's like 48 sheets, I think, because it's 6 by 6. I believe it's 48 sheets. Yeah. So anyway, these are both of these catalogs that are coming out in January. and we're all looking forward to that. I think January 7th this drops, and I'll be sharing that with you. Okay. Today we're going to use, move my, that's the name of my business, Snake River Stamping, and you can reach me at this number. You can call me or text me if you have any questions or anything. This is my December host code through December 31st. You will get, if you place a $30, I'm having a special this month because it's Christmas, it's Happy Month. And you will get a special of this, a whole roll. This is not a whole roll because I've been using it, but I have plenty of these. I ordered lots of them. Of this beautiful sheer ribbon. It's white and silver. It's not just Christmas. I use this ribbon all year long. It looks beautiful on a sympathy card. It looks beautiful on a birthday card. It's one of my favorite ribbons. Anyway, that's what I'm giving away for free, and I mail it to you. Or if you're close, I'll bring it to you. Plus today I have another special just through the rest of this month. So listen carefully. This is the set we're going to be using today. And I have all of these items. If you're watching me on Facebook, they're linked above me. If you're watching me on YouTube, they're linked below me. And it takes you if you click on those links, it takes you directly to my store, and you can order these things. And this bundle, the Otterly Amazing, you can order the stamp set, you can order the bundle that comes with the dies, okay? And the dies cut out some of the images in the paper I'm going to share with you in just a second. So I have the bundle link, and I also have the suite linked, which is what I ordered, because the suite comes with so many things. It comes, I'm going to share the paper first, I think. It comes with this paper. You can see I cut some of this up for today's card. It comes with all these little otters. It comes with this seaweed, and we're going to use this for a background today. And then this is just kind of a watery background on this one. And this one too is a kind of a watery background. Okay. And we have this cute paper in this set with the little otters and the logs and everything. And you can just make the card front for this. You can use it for scrapbooking if you like scrapbooking. I used to do scrapbooking, but after my kids got older, I just kind of got away from that. And I just make cards now. This is another one, again with the otters swimming. And then that's the back of that with a bunch of little fishes and seaweed. And I think we looked at that one already. Yeah, we looked at that one. And then they have a really big one. Now this is definitely, I mean, you could cut this up for cards. You cut sections out of this for cards, or you could use it for scrapbooking page. It's really nice. And then they have, these are rocks. They're really pretty on a card. And I've seen a lot of pretty cards with that. And let's see. Showed you that one. I showed you that one. Yep. I think I showed you all of them. Okay. Those are all of the papers. Today, we're going to use this seaweed one. And we're going to use the little otters just swimming around, because if you buy the bundle, you get the dies that cut out the little otter that is like this, and that's what we're going to do. Well, I've already cut it out for you. So you just, as you can see, I just picked the otter that I needed and cut out the little piece, and then I put the die on it and run it through my die cut machine. Okay. And they also have dies for the rocks, for another otter, for the baby otter, for fishies. This is for some otters. And then they have the log, and they have this kind of, oh, you can use this for water or whatever. And then they have seaweed and different, and these are bubbles, you know, and they all have it. Well, the stamps are really hard to see when they're clear, but they're easier to see out here. But you have all these. So you have the two otters together, one otter laying, one otter kind of standing up, the baby otter, the bubbles, the grasses, and then of course you have a few sentiments in this set. Okay. So this is what I used, and I told you I got the suite, so I got all the little things. You get the gems. These are called Riverside Irregular Pearls, and I've already used a couple of them on the card. And you get this really pretty cording with it too that we're going to use today. And this is in, I think, Floss Lagoon. It's one of the colors in the card that we have. I think I'll leave that out. And I'll leave this out because I'm going to need both of those. And again, all these items are linked below. So let me show you the card first of what we're going to make. And I cased this card from Barb Mulliken, and I put her link to her website below. She's just very talented, and she thinks up so many good things. And so I changed a couple things, but to make it work for me. But I really liked some of the things she did, so I cased this card from her. Okay. So that's what we're going to make today, and it's a fun fold. It opens up like this. And you have things inside that are covered up when it's closed. And of course it stands for display. So what we need today, I'm going to show you all the pieces and parts that you need. Oh, and I'll talk about my special between now and December 31st. If you place a $50 order in my online store between now and December 31st, you will get the ribbon, and you will get 2 card kits to make 2 of these cards. Now you do have to have your own stamp set. But I'll send you all the paper that you need. But you have to have your stamps and your dies, or you can cut stuff out by yourself. I mean, if you don't have the dies, you can cut stuff out. But I'll send you all the paper and things to put it together. I'll even send you some cording, and I'll send you some gems. Okay. So that's my offer for this month, the rest of this month, which is rapidly coming to a close. So today we start off with a balmy blue card base. It is 4.5 by 11, and you need to cut off 2 3/4 of the front and save it. So I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to bring in my trimmer, and this is my front. I have something stuck to my back. It's creative. It's not even the right color. Okay, so it says to cut off 2 3/4. So I go to 2 3/4, and this is on my front. And I just cut that off because I'm going to be placing that like this. Okay, I'm going to be using that in a minute. So don't throw this away. Keep this 2 3/4. Okay, so now my card base that was 4.5 by 11, I've cut off 2 3/4 of that 11. because I folded my 11 in half at 5 1/2. Okay, it's a good thing to score or fold it in half before you cut. Okay, so that's one piece. Then on the bottom layer, you need some pretty peacock and you need some of the weeds. And the pretty peacock layer, I'm trying to get this flat so you can see it, is 2.5 by 4. Your bottom layer. And then your weeds, when you cut your weeds, you have to cut, well, you should cut, it looks better if you cut it going the right direction. So I looked at my paper, and I wanted it, the weeds to be going up, like they're hooked to the bottom of the ocean and they're floating up. And so I want to cut it this way when I cut it. Okay. So I had a piece of this, and this one I cut this at 3 3/4. Okay, going this way, and then I turned it to do my 2 1/4, like that. And that's how I came up with this one, 2 1/4 by 3 1/4. That's on my bottom layer. And I'm going to hook those together. As you can see on the card, those go together on the bottom. Okay. Then on my outside layer, I have to bring back in that piece I cut off, that 2 3/4 piece. Okay. And the next layer for that is pretty peacock. And this is 4 by 2 1/2. Okay. And then I have a white layer. This is on my outside, and it's 2 1/4 by 3 3/4. I'm going to be stamping on that. I'm going to put some branches on that, but that's going to be my very top layer with I cut some branches or some seaweed. I cut my otter. I'm going to stamp your Otterly Amazing. I'm going to put a couple pearls. Now, before I glue the white layer onto the pretty peacock, I'm going to tie my cording so that it doesn't show. Okay. Then on the inside, okay, so I cut my otter out, and I cut some branches. I'm pretty sure I cut some branches. Maybe if I move this cutter I can find them. I cut a couple pretty peacock branches, and I cut a couple of old olive branches. I cut a balmy blue branch for the inside. I'm wondering where my branches are. We might get to cut those again. I don't know. Okay. I had everything in the envelope. Oh, there's one more branch. I'm always looking at the floor, because you never know what falls on the floor. If I had Piper here, she would be able to find it for me. Okay, so we're going to start putting this together, and if I have to cut some stuff, I'll cut some stuff. Oh, I know what I did. I do know what I did. Okay. All right. So we're going to start with the bottom layer. And I hope you got those measurements. You can take a screenshot. You can stop the video if you need to, if you're watching the replay. Okay. So all you have to do, and I am going to bring in my silicone sheet, and I'm going to use Seal Plus to adhere these. You can use the Tombow glue. I use this a lot, but I also use the Seal Plus, Stampin' Seal Plus. And I just run a couple of little strips because this isn't going to be hard to hold together at all. And I place this up here, try to get it centered. Okay. And I go back to my card base that I cut that part off. And I run a little bit more tape on here. And I'm going to center that on here. So that's all there is to that. Pretty simple. Okay. So now I remember what I did on my outside layer. And this goes under the white. And what I did to get my two pretty peacock weeds, seaweeds here, is I cut it out of this because I'm going to cover that up. So I don't really need all of that. But I do have to place it so that I have my perimeter, because I'm going to put the white on top of it. I'm going to put this white on top of it. I do have to keep those die cuts in the center of that. So I'm just going to bring in my small Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine to cut out my couple little seaweeds. And with this machine, if you get one of these smaller ones, you need to lead with one plate, and it goes through a lot smoother if you offset the plates. And be careful with this tape, because I have used this a few times, but it's going to tend to stick to this die, I think. Need my poke tool just to get this off. There it comes. Yeah, my poke tool, my seaweeds are inside, so there's some holes in these dies that will help you get things to come out. So there's one seaweed, and do the other one. I'm going to try not to use tape this time. I place it really carefully. I think I can get away with it. Sometimes I can and sometimes I can't. Okay, so I have my seaweeds cut out, but I'm going to use this move this. There it is. See, it's always under something. Story of my life. Everything's under something. But I'm going to put this on top of it. And so you won't be able to see it. So now I have my 2 pieces of seaweed that I wanted for this. Particular one. Here it comes. Now, I've talked about this before because I'm going to use my glue. I'm going to turn these over to the back. And I can tell they're the back because they have a rougher side to them. I don't know if you can see that or not. But they have a really smooth side, which is the front. And then in person, you'll be able to see the rougher side. And I'm going to put some glue on this. And I'm going to let it dry for a few minutes. Now, yesterday, I'll tell you, this glue, and it will get tacky. And this is so it won't squish out. Because I'm going to put this glue on, and if I glue it on right this minute, I'm probably going to get some glue that squishes out, and kind of ruins things. I mean, it does dry clear, but you can still kind of see it. So if I just let it dry for about 7 minutes, it gets tacky. And I think I've shown this before. So I put it on my silicone mat. I'm going to set it to the side and let it get tacky for a little while. And I'm going to do some other things to my paper while I'm waiting. And I'm going to put 2 green ones on there too. And I've already cut the green ones out. I cut these out of old olive. Sue needs her tweezers. Move things around. And these have an upside and a downside too. The rough side is the bottom. And I'm going to put little dots of glue on these and let them dry at the same time. Anyway, I was going to tell you, yesterday I got a phone call or something when I was doing this. And so I got distracted and I go take the phone call and I go do some stuff. And it was like over half an hour that these were, and I thought, oh, they're going to be too dry. But they weren't. They weren't too dry. They were still, I'm just going to set them up here. We're going to try to only go 7 minutes, but or thereabouts. Oh, I'm going to do this one too because he needs to get tacky also. Pull it back in. And we'll do our otter. Just do all the things. And I glued the otter down too. Now the otter is not as big a problem because he's a bigger area and I can do that with him, but I'm still going to just let him get tacky too. Anyway, I took my phone call. I came back half an hour later, and everything stuck down perfectly. It just glued. It stuck down. It didn't leak out. Everything did a great job. So I was just really happy with that. So if you go over 7 minutes, it's not that big a deal. So what I'm going to do here, I'm not going to glue this on the pretty peacock yet. Okay, I can put this on, but I am going to put the cord around the white before I put it down on the pretty peacock. So I am going to bring in another, luckily I have a few of these, and I'm just going to put some tape on the edges. And that goes on this blue piece that we cut out early, that we cut off the front, that 2 3/4 piece. We can just put that one down. And remember, it doesn't matter that we cut our seaweed out of there. No big deal. We're going to be ready to attach that. Okay. So what we can do right now is we can stamp. I'm going to leave room for the otter. I'm going to leave room for my seaweed. So I'm going to pull out my stamp that says, "You're Otterly Amazing." And whenever I stamp words, Sue always uses her Misty because, yes, not that good at stamping words for some reason. Well, I know the reason, but yeah, that's a whole different story. I'm going to place him about right there because that'll give me room for the seaweed, room for my otter over here. I'm going to use Pretty Peacock ink to stamp this up. And there's lines on my Misty that help me get that straight. So if I put the paper right in the corner and put my magnets down, I can stamp and restamp this. Looks like I didn't get Amazing very good. But I can stamp and restamp this. I need to. And I rub it. I don't rub it really hard. If you've watched Piper, she rubs really hard and shakes the whole table. She wants to make sure she gets it really good. Yeah, you're utterly amazing. Oh, I'm going to stamp it a little bit more because I noticed that in the middle, it didn't stamp quite that well. Yours stamped really good, but T-E-R in the middle. So, one thing I do, if it's just a little bit, I just take my finger and I press really hard where it needs more ink. Because I don't need more ink on all of it. Yeah, and that fixed it. That fixed it really well. And then I just take, this just is water on a little cloth I have beside me. And I wipe that off real quick before I put it back because I don't want it to get mixed up with colors later on. That's all I have to do right there for that stamp. Now on the inside, while I'm waiting, those are looking, ooh, they're looking glossy and perfect. Ooh, they're looking pretty good. I think I might go ahead and put them down. And I better shut this before I stick my hands in it. So I want as I'm looking at my card here, I want one right here, one little green one right here. Let's see, they're just tacky enough. Show you one really close because they get kind of clear and glossy. You know, they went on white and now they're really just glossy. And so I know they're ready. And I'm going to stick one over here. I'm going to grab my otter because I want him. It's okay if he's over that. I want to keep him on the white part. I don't want to cover up the sentiment. I'm going to rub him down. Okay. Then I'm going to take these. And this is going to go off the page, so I'm going to be careful not to do that until I stick it on there. Stick another one over here. Okay, so before I glue this down, I want to use some of this really pretty, I don't know if you can tell, but it's super shiny cording. And I'm going to tie it. I'm going to try to tie a bow, you guys. I'm not good about this without my bow tire, but I can't really use it on this, so I'm going to use another tool to help me, because you really need 3 hands to tie a nice tight. I want this to stay tight while I tie the bow. So I have these reverse tweezers. I got mine on Amazon to hold that for me. I tie it as tight as I can. Perfect tight. Get my ribbon cutting scissors. Let's trim that off because I'm going to pull this a little smaller. I don't want this bow to be quite that big. And I do. I want to turn it around a little. Yep. All these about the same bow size. And I think I might use a glue dot. These mini glue dots. There's like a whole bunch of them in the box, and 300 in a box of these. They're just on a big spool, and I just pull the spool out so that it comes out the box top and keeps the other ones covered up, so I can just take off a glue dot and then I trim it when I want to. But I'm gonna place the glue dot underneath the bow so it stays put. And they're clear, so yeah. Okay, so there I am. And now I can put this on here. So now I'm going to turn it over carefully. And in fact, keep that ribbon where I want it. I'm going to use a piece of Scotch tape. And then I'm just going to No, this is bumpy on the front now because I've got stuff on it, so I have to be kind of careful. You can use glue if this is too hard for you. It is kind of tricky, but you can find places to just put some. And then I square that up and press it down. So there I have my front. Okay. And I'm going to put that on in a minute. I'm going to go to the inside. So the inside needs a piece of pretty peacock, 4 by 5 1/4, and we're going to emboss it. And then to write on, this is going to go like this. You need a piece of white, 2.5 by 4. Now on this one, I embossed this with a new folder I got. I think this was an online exclusive, and it's called Starburst. You can probably see it better, maybe. I put Starburst. Another one you can use, and this is called So Swirly. I linked both of these in my comments, or my description. And this is kind of like snow looking or water looking. And I think I'm gonna go ahead and do the So Swirly on this one, but I do need to do this on my big embossing machine. So I just try to get this in here. And this is a really random pattern. And it's just supposed to look like water. I probably should have embossed this before. I need to go to my bigger machine because it's a bigger embossing folder. And it would be good if I had, there we go. All right. So this comes out pretty nice. I mean, I don't know, can you see that? How swirly and pretty that is. Yeah, and this is a really large embossing folder. You could emboss something pretty big with that. So that is going to go down first. So I'm going to turn it over. It actually looks good on both the embossed and the debossed side. It really wouldn't matter a whole lot which one you decided to use. It would look good both ways. But I am going to put a little more tape on this because of the embossing, because I want it to stick down pretty good. And whenever you've got something that's folding, don't ever put it right on the fold. Leave a little space between the paper that you're adhering and the fold that you're doing. So on the inside of my card, I stamped some fishies, and I put a piece of seaweed, the balmy blue seaweed, and I think I'm going to stamp this time instead of, I cut this out, but I think I'm going to look, let's see, we got the fishies, I think we have, yeah, there it is. Okay. We have seaweed, we have bubbles, we have all sorts of things. So on this inside piece, it's 2.5 by 4. And I'm going to do this by hand because images are a lot easier. And I used balmy blue, which will match the background. And you want to try to find blocks that are about the same size as your stamp, whatever you're using. Okay. So I did some fishies. You could put some bubbles in there. If you get some on the edge, wipe it off because it'll probably stamp on your card and you don't want that. I'm going to put some little fishies up here. And I'll put some little fishies swimming at the bottom. And they can go off the page, and that's okay. All right. Then for my little seaweed, I get an even smaller block. Because like I said, the right size block makes a difference. You can use a larger block, but sometimes it's a little bit harder to stamp it the way you want it. So I'm going to try this over here. Okay. I'm going to put this down here. Okay. And then, see, it's been even longer for this blue piece because we glued them all at the same time. I'm going to put that piece on. And before I put this inside, I do want to put my outside on because I want this to cover it up. And I'm going to pop it up. Now, I only want to put it on the left hand, put my dimensionals on my left hand side. Otherwise, it'll glue the whole card shut. And I want a little bit of border here and then about the same top and bottom. So I just remember as I flip this over that I only want dimensionals over here. So I'm just going to carefully place, I think I'll put them kind of triangular maybe. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. So now I can place this under here because I want it to be underneath here. In fact, I think what I did is I went over here and placed it down, put some tape on it or glue, whatever you want to use for your adhesive. For a long time, I would only use glue because I always had to move things. But I do want that to stay under there so that it's not showing. I do that. Yep. It's a little bit too far that way. I should have put it a little bit further, but anyway, I think pretty good, pretty good. So now I can press these down. Okay. And I've got my fishies. I could add bubbles if you want. I don't think I'd put a sentiment because this isn't very big. And there's not a lot of room to write. So when I'm saying you're utterly amazing, I'm probably congratulating somebody for something, you know, maybe it's a happy birthday. It could be just about anything. But this set is so cute. It's got a lot of different possibilities. I don't always tend towards whimsical type cards, but I did really like this set. Oh, I would add these pretty gems, these iridescent, irregular pearls. They're called Riverside. They're supposed to look like little river rocks. And there's some gray ones, and there's some kind of pretty peacock or Lost Lagoon colored ones. And they always say it's better, more visually pleasing to put groups of 3 or odd numbers. I mean, you could do any odd number you would like, but it's usually more visually pleasing to do odd numbers. I'm going to place some of those Riverside irregular pearls on there. That kind of adds a little something to it too. So you've got the cording and the Riverside pearls and all the pretty paper, and you have a really nice card that's so swirly. It does look really nice. I liked the starburst because that kind of looked a little bit under the sea too to me. But I think I like the So Swirly better. I think that looked a little more oceany. So what do you guys think? Which one do you like better? Think you'd like to be interested in this set? I think it's really good, and it's really versatile. It can go for kids. It can go for adults. You know, just about anybody. I think most people would be happy to receive a pretty card like that. So thank you very much for sticking with me today. And I hope you like these cards. Remember my special through December 31st. A $30 order gets you the ribbon for free. Okay, and this is $9 in the store. And if you do a $50 order, then I'll send you all the cut paper, but I can't cut out, you know, die cut anything. I'll send you the paper, and you have to, I mean, I can cut the strips, but you'll have to cut out your otter and your leaves and stuff. So it'd be best if you had the set yourself, this Otterly Amazing set, and that this bundle is linked below if you would like to order that, and then I'll send you the paper to do it and the gems and things like that for a $50 order. Also, don't forget that there's a last chance list online. It is when you open the Stampin' Up website, if you go to the specials tab, and under that is last chance products. They've done away with retiring soon and things like that. And these are things that eventually, when they run out, they run out. But this set is on online exclusives, which is under the menu tab. But there's a lot of last chance products that are actually on sale, and there's some really good sales. Some of the things, if it's not on sale, it's probably because they have a lot of it, and they're going to be selling it for quite a while. But if it's on a really good sale, they're probably phasing it out. So you can pick up some really great stuff for your stash at a reduced price. I hope you'll think about maybe becoming a discount shopper and join Stampin' Up. You can join under me. I can help you with that if you need help. And it's really pretty easy. And you get to get quite a bit of free product when you do that. And then from going forward, you get a 20% discount on all your orders, which I think is always good to save money on something that you're going to do anyway. So thank you for watching today. I really appreciate it. I appreciate your time. I appreciate you guys subscribing to my channel. And if you click that little bell, it will tell you automatically whenever I go live and do a free card class. All my online classes are for free. I just am teaching you and showing you the products that we have available, and hopefully if you're a crafter also, that you'll be interested in some of the things. So thanks for watching today. We'll see you next week with another card class. Maybe using some of the January stuff that's coming up. Okay, you guys have a great Christmas and a Happy New Year. Bye-bye.